Hello guys, so I'm going to be doing another installation video of a very good mod to do to your FRS if you are into going to track day, racing it, you know, autocross events, all that good fun stuff. As you guys already know, I love suspension mods. I love being able to be in control of the car, for it to have super handling, corner well, be able to drift it when you want. That's what it's all about, for you to be able to control the car. So a mod that we're going to do today that affects the handling quite a bit will be sway bars. The stock sway bars are very skinny, so they create a lot of flex, so they give you a lot of roll, body roll. When you're turning, your car kind of leans a little bit, and that's how it is with the stock suspension. Then you put on coilovers and it gets a lot better, but still, it still has that little bit of roll. So to counter that, you use what is called anti-roll bars, or also known as sway bars. These are the brand new roll bars that we are going to install, front and rear. They come with their hardware kits. So the rear is a 22mm and the front is a 21mm for added stiffness, race quality, and also to induce drifting. The rear is adjustable, the front is not, so you can adjust the rear to a softer or stiffer setting. And they do come with poly bushings. So there we go, already put one on. And for the rear, they come with reinforcement plates with extra added bolts to make sure that the stock mount does not break. That's how much stiffer they're going to be. So here goes the stock one. Right there, super skinny. There it is. So we're gonna be replacing that to add an extra suspension component to our vehicle. The first thing I did was remove the end links of the sway bar. And that's done with a 14mm wrench. Now we need to remove these 12mm bolts that are holding on the rest of the sway bar. There's the old one. Now that we have it removed, what we need to do is add these reinforcement plates. So what these do is make it a lot stronger, so that way the stock mounting point will not bend when under extreme pressure, extreme cornering, and racing, I guess. To install these, we're going to use the nuts and bolts that came with the kit. So this is the way they're going to go onto the car. They're bent up a little bit. This is the original mounting bracket. And then here's where you put the nut that came with the kit. So these are 15mm. So you're just gonna need to tighten them. There's no drilling required because it looks like they had already designed it pretty well to where it fits perfectly. So now before tightening both of those bolts, what you want to do is at least put one of each the original bolts that hold up the sway bar on there to line it up. Now that we know it's tight enough and the bracket is on there, it is time to put on the sway bar. But before doing that, let's go ahead and straighten these out to a perfect 90-degree angle so we can make it fit in there. So there you go. That's what you want to do. 90-degree angle. There's one thing you never want to forget when installing your sway bar, and that is lube. You want to grease them up so that they're not squeaky. If you don't grease them up, they're going to be squeaky every time you're driving around. You're just going to hear an annoying squeak. And then you're going to have to take it apart again, and grease it up again. And that's just a big waste of time. So what we're going to do is just do it the right way. But first, let's grease up the inside where the sway bar is going to have contact with the bushing. Once that's greased up, go ahead and put it on your sway bar. Okay, now let's go ahead and put this back in there. So remember, it's fully adjustable. So you have two different slots. The one on the farther side is for a softer setting, and the inner one is a stiffer setting. I'm going to be going for the stiffer settings because I I need it to be stiffer so I can stop rubbing on my rocket bunny in the back, which is a common problem when you put really big tires on the V1. Okay, now that we installed the end links, you can tighten them down all the way if you want, because they're still gonna move. So now what we have to do is grease this. There it is, guys. The rear sway bar has been installed. It was relatively easy. Probably give it around 30 minutes completion time. This will help us corner a lot better, maybe even drift a lot better according to the specs. I like to keep it clean, even though like keeping the underneath of your car clean is like trying to keep the underneath of your shoe clean. It's very difficult, but it is possible. The thing I liked about the agency power one is that it comes in powder coated white, which as you can see matches the car pretty well. So to remove the skid plate, looks like we're gonna need a 10mm socket, a 12mm socket, and a flathead screwdriver. So let's go ahead and remove it. So let's go ahead and remove the fiberglass skid plate that it has back here. Now it is more accessible to get to the front sway bar, so we have to remove it there and there. So let's go ahead and do that. So first, let's start off by removing these sway bar links. To remove the front sway bar links, you will need a 17mm socket to be able to remove them. Okay, now that you have the sway bar disconnected right there, what we're gonna need to do is disconnect this plate right here. These 4 bolts are what's holding it up. This is where the actual sway bar is connected, but this whole piece right here can be removed, or else this bolt, that bolt right there, is nearly impossible to get out because of the rack and pinion. So let's go ahead and remove this bracket right here. You're gonna need a 14mm socket, so go ahead and remove those brackets. Let's go ahead and do that. All the bolts are removed. The only thing holding it up are 2 little plastic clips. Let's go ahead and remove those with a flathead screwdriver. These are the little clips that are holding it down. So one on this side and one on the other side. There it is. Let's go ahead and put the new one on here. Installed on the brackets, cleaned them up a little bit with the new poly bushings, and then goes the factory one. This one's a 21mm. Let's go ahead and install it on the car. There it is, guys, fully installed. Now all you have to do is put everything back together. So just go ahead and put all the skid plates back on. There it is, guys. Finally, I'm done.